MMA Central, huh? A new contender on the block.
The drive-through at Burger King. Can I please get a Whopper Junior with onion rings? Make it up so I can get a drink. No, I'm not finished, that's not everything. Can I please get a double Whopper with no cheese? Can I please get a number 2 with a large drink?
Thank you for the $10. Mark Apuzzo. Me and Sean Strickland Burner were your biggest fans. Sean Strickland Burner was one of my biggest fans. They were. What happened to you, bro? You sold out. Me and Sean Strickland Burner were your biggest fan. What happened to you, bro? You sold out. I've literally been offered $150K a month to sell out, and I turned it down. So I literally didn't sell out. So shut up. Are you done with tier lists? Stop telling me I'm a sellout, or I will. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to be called no sellout, dude. And quit calling me one, or I will sell out. Are you done with tier lists? I'm not. Yeah, it's just like fuck off with tier lists. Sorry, it's just so much juice for no squeeze. Sorry. I will probably do more in the future, but God, it's so much juice for no squeeze. Thank you for the $2. Objectively speaking, thank you for the $3 New Zealand dollars. Ever since 300 countdown, you have become a sellout. Okay, whatever then. Thank you for the $2. Sorry, but you sold out when you took off the beanie. Yeah, I should have made merch out of it and fucking sold all that. Yeah, but I'm a sellout for taking away a great merch opportunity for myself. Yeah, you're right, guys. Literally, I never have forced payment on you, ever. Ever. Thank you for the 9 months of membership. Crazy Al Ulberg, probably going to go from unranked to number 3 lightweight to number 3 light heavyweight in 2 fights in 3 months. Yeah, that is kind of insane, isn't it, actually? Yeah. From losing to Nzechukwu to beating Jamal Hill in 2 years. Is he really going to beat Jamal Hill, though? That's what I'm thinking now. How the fuck did Nzechukwu take that punishment? Most times you've choked the chicken in a day, probably about 7. Objectively speaking, if John and Tom do fight, how close of a fight is it? And what are you doing if John KOs Tom and asserts his dominance over his carcass? Jesus Christ. I'll be so happy. There's certain fight chat, and this is when you know you're an MMA fan. It's a very close fight, John and Tom, but I'm leaning towards Tom Aspinall just getting him done by KO. There are certain fights that genuinely will affect the rest of my life. I don't want to live in a world where Jones got out of the sport without being KO'd. Don't you think? Like, if I'm 50, yeah, and I know that Jones never fought Aspinall and never lost to him or beat him, I'll genuinely be sitting there at 50 years old like, fuck. You know? Shit. Fuck, man. Why'd he lose that one? I'd literally be thinking like 3 decades back, like, fucking hell, man. Why do you have to fucking lose this shit? You know? Who's higher on the GOAT list, Max or Usman? Kamaru Usman. No, Max Holloway. I saw it. I think Max Holloway is above Adesanya and Usman, dude. You have to value that win over Gaethje as a lot. It's a lot. That's a huge win that he's just got there. I think Holloway's above both of them. I mean, he's above both of them on pound for pound anyway. Usman's not even in pound for pound. That's a crazy turn of events. Someone asked me ages ago to make a card builder for UFC 308, so I'm going to do that instead of your donor. I'll get back to it in a second, though. 305. So I had Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya, Ilia Topuria versus Volkanovski 2, JDM versus Shavkat, Gamrot versus Hooker, or Fiziev. It'll probably be Fiziev because he trains at Tiger Muay Thai. It's a similar time zone and an easier flight for him. But he also used to coach Dan Hooker, so I don't know if it'll happen. And then Billy Quarantillo versus Jack Jenkins. I thought it'd be a fun fight to put on that card, like a guaranteed banger. And then Steve Erceg versus Kai Kara France. Tuivasa Rosenstruik I had here. But this is ages ago, though. Jake Matthews, Uros Medic. Jimmy Crute, Ion Kutalaba. Just some, like, guaranteed fun fights. I can't believe Erceg got robbed. I really can't believe that. That really still hurts me. Izzy when Pereira KOs Ulberg. He sees everything. He sees everything. Look, look. He sees everything coming. I know it. Thank you for the $10. There was a time Costa was 13-0 with 12 finishes, able to take Romero's best shots and head kick Romero, while Izzy was getting head kicked by Kelvin, but then Izzy grew a C cup and KO'd Costa with a knuckle. I know, it was so weird, wasn't it? Yep. A time when Costa was 13-0, 12 finishes, able to take Romero's best shots and head kick Romero, while Izzy was getting head kicked by Kelvin, but then Izzy grew a C cup and KO'd Costa with a knuckle. I know. And everyone, you know what annoys me, yeah? Everyone will gladly like hype Izzy up. Like, dude's never been the same after what Izzy done to him. Dude, the way they reacted to like what Dillashaw did to Garbrandt, they act like Dillashaw robbed him of his entire career. Izzy robbed Costa of a career by cheating to fight him. Costa's never failed a PED test. Costa ain't never failed no PED test, dude. Costa ain't never grew no boob. At all. Not once has Costa grew a boob. He probably is roided, but he ain't popped for nothing. He ain't shown no signs of nothing other than being yoked, which is kind of crazy. Does your mustache tickle your lip? Not really, no. No, it's just sort of been there for so many years that I just don't even notice it anymore. Honestly, you don't know you have a mustache or facial hair. It just sits there and there's no sensation to it after a while. There's literally no sensation. So I literally forget I have one. And then now and again, I'll take a bite of something and it'll end up like this. And it'll be like, fuck, I just bit the shit out of my mustache. And it just like, you know what I mean? That's the only time you'll notice it. Thank you for the $8 Australian, Hudson. DDP repeatedly punching Izzy's face into the canvas. I'm seeing everything, ref. Drickers has to stop eating these feints, man. Baiting him in. Genius. Dude, you know how much I really badly want to see? Izzy, you know, on a side half guard, where he's on his side, but one of his legs is hooked. So he's stuck on his side while Drickus is like over him. And he's got one hook in on the lower leg of Israel Adesanya, and he's pinned on his side. And Drickus is reaching over. He's got far side wrist control, yeah. And Izzy's doing this with his other hand to try and block. And Drickus is just shoveling in shots into his face on the canvas. Like he was doing to Darren Till, but more of a pinned position. You know? And then the ref like slips. But I've already gone through this whole thing. Wade is literally nerfing his viewership by covering El Brook versus Paige Van Zandt. God, that Misfits company is so bad, you know. What are the cards they're putting on? You know what Misfits made a problem of doing here? They thought they would have KSI for every card. And now they just have one KSI card every like year or two. And then the rest of them are such dog shit. Unless my boy Amadeus Ferrari fights, then it's a bit different, you know what I'm saying? He's a real G.